Some stories fade with time, buried beneath silence, lost in forgotten files, or dismissed as mysteries that will never be solved. But behind every case is a voice that was never heard, a truth still waiting in the dark. This channel is dedicated to the victims, the unanswered questions, and the stories that refuse to disappear. Because somewhere, someone still knows what happened. Welcome to Cries Unheard in the Darkness. In the small mining town of Chisholm, Minnesota, June 14, 2003, began as a typical, quiet Saturday. 5-year-old LeeAnna Warner was a vibrant, brave child who her parents believed possessed a sharp sense of self-preservation for her age. That afternoon, after returning from a local rummage sale with her mother, LeeAnna asked to walk to a friend's house just a block and a half away. Permission was granted, provided she returned by 5 p.m. LeeAnna set off without shoes or socks, wearing a blue denim dress and a single flower earring. She arrived at her destination only to find the house empty. Witnesses last spotted her between 5 and 5:15 p.m., walking along Southwest 2nd or 3rd Street, mere steps from her own front door. When the clock struck 5 and LeeAnna hadn't appeared, the atmosphere shifted from routine to high alert. By 5:30 p.m., a neighborhood-wide search was underway. By 9 p.m., police were officially notified that a child had vanished. As investigators dug into the weeks preceding the disappearance, they uncovered a series of bizarre incidents. LeeAnna's parents recalled finding her playing with a set of Barbie dolls they had never purchased. The 5-year-old claimed a little old lady had given them to her. Even more hauntingly, LeeAnna had recently packed a suitcase, expressing a desire to live with a new family. She had also begun sleeping in her closet to hide from monsters she believed were outside her bedroom window. Though police found no physical evidence of a lure, these stories cast a dark shadow over the timeline. It wasn't just LeeAnna who noticed something unusual. Several witnesses reported suspicious figures in the area. A man in his 30s with a distinct star or sun tattoo on his right arm. An African-American man driving a multicolored maroon and blue Cadillac. And a Caucasian man with curly dark hair seen in a rusted brown vintage pickup truck. None of these individuals were ever located or identified. 2 months into the investigation, a 24-year-old local named Matthew James Curtis became a primary person of interest following his arrest for images of child exploitation. Despite a rigorous forensic sweep of his truck, no DNA evidence linked him to LeeAnna. The day before his scheduled court appearance in September 2003, Curtis was found dead in his vehicle, a death officially ruled that he took his own life, though many in town remained skeptical. The search for answers eventually led investigators to Joseph Edward Duncan III, a notorious convicted predator. An encrypted file on his computer mentioned LeeAnna's disappearance, and his personal diaries expressed fear of being blamed for the case. However, investigators later determined his timeline did not place him in Chisholm during the abduction. Police also examined a domestic rift between LeeAnna's father, Christopher, and his ex-wife, who had reportedly made threats against the family. Ultimately, authorities concluded the conflict was unrelated to the child's disappearance. Perhaps the most desperate moment of the search occurred at Longyear Lake. After barefoot footprints were discovered nearby, the entire lake was drained. The effort yielded nothing. As winter set in, the trail went cold. Decades have passed. The Warner family eventually moved away, and LeeAnna's mother, Kaylin, passed away in 2022 without ever receiving closure. Yet the Chisholm Police Department remains undeterred. As of 2025, the case remains a top priority, with investigators leaning on modern DNA technology to examine old leads. LeeAnna Warner was a child who walked a block and a half and disappeared into a mystery that now defines a town. The search for the girl in the denim dress continues. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of LeeAnna Warner, please contact the Chisholm Police Department. Thanks for listening to Cries, Unheard in the Darkness. If this story stayed with you, you're not alone. Subscribe, because the darkness always has more to say. Until next time, listen carefully,